For this part of the live stream video is now being labeled on the set. Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Let's get ready to enter the US Speed Tour East in today's live summit event in the Crew 2. For this part of the Team Summit as an Epiness update in July 2021 from 2 years ago. 7 stages from the US Speed Tour East is now being featured to have all kinds of different events, plus a special is now being included for a street race discipline. Touring car, Alpha Grand Prix, Rallycross, and Rally Raid discipline is about to be set and go for the number of stages that you guys have really enjoyed this since the update from 2 years ago. With the exception is now being adding up by having 3 skills will go for the escape on water-based and land-based vehicle, and then the solemn is gonna have to go off the road. So what do you think about all kinds of best moments in the US Speed Tour East to have a best tour to go with America's most iconic location to do the time attack and make your mark to have the best lap time for only one part of the sprint race to go around in different routes? So I hope you guys are about to get ready, because this will be a Team Summit. We'll go for having a time attack to be set and good to go. But also to have 2 returning Motor Pass vehicle is now being available as a bundle event will be prior to be on the main part of the content video. We'll have to be using with a Porsche 911 Carrera RSR Turbo Post Performance Edition, and the 3rd generation Chevrolet Corvette Fire Edition is now being featured for today's Team Summit. So better make sure to get 2 of them. Will be available from the previous update as a Motor Pass bundle. So it'll have to be a very good, excellent opportunity for this part of the car collection. It's all about the US Speed Tour from the east to the west. As always, if you're new to my YouTube channel, be sure click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Don't forget to click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos in the later future. Let's get ready to go and enter the US Speed Tour East for today's live summit event. Let's roll! And here we are entered in week number 9 after finishing from 8 weeks to be progress to get some more forwards and motor stars in each part of the current progress onto tier number 50. But good thing having a best time in the Brits from last week as a second rerun is very good to have 2 exclusive rewards like the Union Jack Tire on the common, and the Peppermint Edition to the TBR Grip Bib is now being acquired, and Platinum in 6,887 place by 1,182,015 points. Alright, just to let you know, because WIP live stream session is still coming up by soon until the complete edition is now being scheduled at any time. So let's enter onto the 9th week. Just one more event to go before at the end of August until September. Hypercars Glory is now coming up onto the next week's dated schedule onto the 6th through the 13th of September. So before that, just gonna have to go enter to have 3 skills by qualifying before enter to have the number of stages on the US Speed Tour East, and special is actually to be located in Harlem, New York City. But speaking of which, I'm not gonna have to go on water-based vehicle. For starters, we'll have to take the escape to go over to be located at Orange Grove. Just to have a natural auto switch vehicle to get back in after tried out with the Ice Marine Ice Demon GT4, but especially because the Blade Runner 35 is very good to have a Season Pass exclusive powerboat to be well used. But I'll have to go back again, just like last time, and go for the Voucher 1414 Demon. We'll do a new part of the set. So looks like I've been here before. Take place in Miami, Florida. Gonna have to kick it up in the high gear. Good thing I just wear a professional racing gear to be represented by Post Performance, as I've been waiting for this moment. Okay, keep going. Station to be going up towards 4,000 yards. Feels so good to be open and alive. Okay, red zone coming in. Gonna have to get closer towards the cruise ship. Right past onto the long bridge. Okay, that's 6,100 yards. That wasn't so bad. Perfect, and job well done on skill 1 for the water-based escape. 117,376 points. Not bad. Practice makes perfect to do it right and get closer towards the offshore of the ocean. Next up, New York City for skill 2 at Financial District. Will be using any dragster vehicles or Alpha Grand Prix vehicles to choose your own decision. Auto switch vehicle up by go, and I'll have to be using for the 7th generation Chevy Corvette C7 Stingray. Will be at the ready to go test it and have an alternative solution to get over with. But at least that might have a very good thinkable idea if I really gonna have to do that different direction to go right this to have a main avenue to go closer towards the highway. Just going to go and make that quick U-turn. Traffic cars are coming in. Alright, here I go. Let's see how it turns out to have that main approach for this objective. Okay, that was a clumsy mistake. Hang on. I'll have to fix this. This scene needs to do it perfectly without traffic cars coming in. Okay, here I go. Gonna have to keep it careful. The afternoon is gonna be my main cue if I really gonna have to go boost up like this. No contact, not today. I'm on a high roll and go long distance to have that straightaway. Hold on, let's try this again to get that rehearsal part to be on take 2. Sorry about that, viewers. I'm just gonna have to get that stunt to be worked up perfectly. Okay, this position does very well. So here I come. Gonna have to keep a good steady position to be angled and braking. So I have to do it fast. The red zone is getting closer towards me if I really need to get over onto the right side of the long avenue. Alright, very good. Clear traffic. View straightaway is now going up. Just like that. Very good to have a main part of the approach objective to get up over 5,000 yards. But especially, you'll have to get over onto 12,000 yards is going to be doing... Hold on. The brake is going to be quite kicking up a little bit. That could be very tough to be well handled. 5,000 yards to be reached. Okay, sorry about that traffic car. Alright, looks like almost at 8,000 yards. That's 79.37 yards. Check and well done. Boy, this will be my first time ever to use this approach, and especially to have 127,288 points is clear on skill 2. Escape is finished. Now let's go solemn to do at space industry to be on skill 3. Preparation and I'll have to be on standby to go by the numbers on different stages from the USST East. Different discipline on Touring Car, Alpha Grand Prix, Rally Raid, and Rallycross all together. Time to go vehicle selection by the switch. Go down on Rally Raid. So I had to choose the BMW R1200 GS Adventure Rally Raid Edition with Score Breaker is now being set at the ready. So naturally, it was a very good, excellent team summon to be take place on different location on the East Coast to the USST. But not to mention because it takes a lot of good, excellent time attack rush events to do all kinds of strategy and corner depends on different routes, elevation, and do some best cornering to go amp up and do a perfect line to see how good you are can actually to be prove yourself between us and the clock is all about the challenge. Things doing well. Come on, go to the finish line and stuck it in. Multiplier times 2 is now going stop at 22,554 points. Skill 3 to be complete. Alright, very good. So let's go and start out to have the stages on the USST East to have 5 events is now being stationed out by the list of discipline on category. So I have to go by the guess, but this time stage number 3 on the USST East by using with a Chevy Corvette C3 Fire Edition is going to be take place to have a good thumbnail image will be at from Miami to Dallas, Florida to Texas, up we go, and that will have to take a good continuation after finishing from stage 2. I'm so very excited out there to try out with a Fire Edition to the 3rd generation Corvette in the 1968 model as a touring car discipline. But the ride height is definitely might be quite very perfect, but even of course to have the tires is now being well placed to be stationary because of the front bumper is now being applied and fully modified. By having a horsepower by the guess is going to be quite good to be stationed when maximum in 320 at 741 horsepower, top speed 246 miles per hour, and handling as always to go on intermediate. So let's give that muscle car race car a try and go pump up for the paces to have a good excellent starting position. We'll take the highway. Let's go and start the clock.
Stage number 3 of the US Speed Tour East, leaving Miami for Dallas, Texas.
It's a highway road trip for only one Corvette in the touring car discipline to see this race car version is now being fully modified. As you may ever see onto the same interior view as a street racing vehicle along with the touring car version as standard version, the Fire Edition is definitely might be quite very perfectly to be received when stopped at tier number 33 to be in the premium motor pass bundle. But 2 years later, this one is hang on. I'll have to do that part to get rehearsal to try this again to be in momentarily. Alright, let's try this again. This will be my favorite ride to have a 3rd generation Corvette to be having a fully modified. Okay, let me take another moment. Let me try this again. I know the bloopers and outtakes is really giving me on my speechless. Alright, let's resume it. I'm so very excited about the 3rd generation Corvette is now being fully modified as a perfect touring car discipline to have a Fire Edition is now perfectly since the US Speed Tour East update as a continuation. On the per level to go maximum in 320 by having a good guess is 741 horsepower and top speed 246 miles per hour. Handling is going intermediate to be droppable and capable to be driven in the FR layout because of the wing style is now being attached to it. So, gonna have to ready up, take on in Miami to be on the starting point, and then Dallas will have to take the finish line up I go to do the highway to have a faster time to go for having a rush. Countdown is about to begin in 3, 2, 1, let's roll.
Stage number 3 of the U.S. Speed Tour East, leaving Miami for Dallas, Texas.
So, the same interior view, just like the street racing and standard version to the touring car equivalent, is actually to be quite very good to be outfitted to the exclusive variation on the 3rd gen Corvette as a racing car. But you know, the Fire Edition is actually to have a very good, excellent team representation to be part on the USST West, and then the US Speed Tour East is now being served as the main temporary guest. So right now, alright, sorry about that folks, just got carried away. I know I might have a bit distraction to try this again and get some sip of water. Alright, let's resume and try this again. I'm always being a proud Corvette fan when it comes to have the Fire Edition to the 3rd gen Corvette. Ever since I've been tried out to have the Fire Edition to the 3rd gen Corvette is now actually to have a full race ready modification just like the standard equivalent to be on the same touring car discipline. By the per level when stopped at 320 that contains with 741 horsepower and top speed 246 miles per hour is actually to have a very good excellent speed of aerodynamics. But I mean the thumbnail image as you may ever see from car number 69 at the wing. Looks so very cool and fully raced to be entered to have the perfect time attack ever since from the USST West edition from episode 2. But always be a proud Corvette fan when it comes to have a different unique modification is now being outfitted as a car variation style. So let's go and start the time attack in stage 3 in about 3, 2, 1, and let's roll.
Stage number 3 of the U.S. Speed Tour East, leaving Miami for Dallas, Texas.
The same interior view just like the street racing and touring car standard version equivalent, but this one is now perfectly for the 3rd time ever to be outfitted on the Fire Edition to the 3rd generation Corvette as the same equivalent to have a different modification and even of course to have some major improvements when outfitted and fully modified into a race car. So I'm on the highway, up I go, and do some braking by the corners to do some elevation, to do some inside apex job. But I mean, this one is a true racing beast. I can live it and drive anywhere at any time. So on to do some strategy because time attack is very important without any opponents are coming in. But if possible, you might gonna have to work together as a crew in order to do a very good, excellent time attack race. So I had to switch back onto the 3rd person view. Okay, checkpoint going clear. Here comes the right side approaching at the bridge. Gonna have to keep a good watchful eye on the import smoke ever since I have installed on the vanity. But what can I say folks? This race car 3rd generation Corvette is a true racing beast, just like the 2nd gen as a Grand Sport model. So it's time to say farewell to Florida and go into the south coast of the east. We'll have to take a good, excellent one-way destination to go to the finish line at Dallas, Texas. Still coming around in West Florida coast. Gonna have to keep a good watchful eye on the ghost car in the AGP prototype car. Okay, gonna have to keep a good maintained pace. 4th gear coming around. Oof. Okay, still very close. Gonna have to go tap the boost. So, leaving Florida and still yet to be on the south in Gulf of Mexico. We're about to be passed by at New Orleans. Go by the next checkpoint. Gap distance in 18 seconds. Hello, New Orleans. One-way pass on the highway to go farewell. That's 20.513 seconds. Update double by the gap. And there's old Louisiana. Time to switch up onto the main route. We've done this before. Now we're gonna have to do it again as a team summon. Oh, there goes the contact. I bet the traction might need to do some check. But you guys might gonna have to get this one because it's now being available by using bucks and crew credits along with a performance sorry about that. Just got something else in my mouth because that mucus is getting into my nerve. Sorry folks, I just got messed up my own perfect roll of line. Let me try this again. I just got carried away by distraction. Now going on to take 3, as I really might need to change this issue to go major by the edit. As a Corvette fan, the 3rd generation is now perfectly to have a Fire Edition to be fully modified, just like the standard equivalent to be on the same touring car discipline. Alright, let's resume it to go on to take 3. As a Corvette fan, the 3rd generation is now being fully modified as a true touring car discipline, just like the standard version as an equivalent. Per level to be stationed and maximum at 320 that contains with 741 horsepower and top speed 246 miles per hour to go for having an intermediate in the handling. So after putting up with some few tests I just run into and adding up with some minor adjustment to see how the traction is now being capable between turning on or off whenever it depends to see how good capable to be suitable for driving style. So let's do this and take the starting position in Miami to go to the finish line in Dallas, Texas on the 3rd stage for the USST East. So we're about to go countdown in 3, 2, 1, let's roll.
Stage number 3 of the US Speed Tour East, leaving Miami for Dallas, Texas.
I'm so very good to see that full wide body modification to see how a 3rd generation Corvette is now suitable to become as a time attacker. very good to be served as participation in the US Speed Tour West Edition from Episode 2. Temporarily to be served as a guest appearance from Episode 1 to the 3rd Motorflix season. On the inside to the interior view before approaching on the next turn by the corners of chicane. Same thing like the street racing version and standard one to be in the same touring car class. But very good, born as a beast to see one racing muscle car is now being capable on the track, and time attack itself to be depends on the suitable main part of the mark objective. So I had to keep going because it takes major changes for this part of the content video. We'll do some major fixes, so I'm gonna have to sort this out after finishing for only one live stream content. But still on the air and be in progress till the encore content is gonna be set by coming soon. So it's time to go farewell to Florida and head on over to be explored around in the south coast of America. Pass on in to be at the bridge, checkpoint to be proceed. Here it comes. We're about to be arriving in Tampa Bay. Oof. Gracious, because that handling is... Okay, that was a sloppy move. Let me try this again, so I just really might need to have one sip of water. Alright, where was I? As a Corvette fan, the 3rd generation as a touring car discipline is now being fully modified is now perfectly, and represent Fire Motorsport is now being quite labeled as Edition. But this is going to be quite very perfect for myself to have a car collection that related to the US Speed Tour West Edition along with the other 2 cars, plus the track tour in the Alpha Grand Prix discipline. At the per level, 320 that contains to have a good guess of the horsepower and top speed is 246, 741 horsepower is now being put up and well tested before putting up to have... Sorry, I just need to try this again because... Come on, gonna have to focus. As a Corvette fan, this one is very perfect to have a full wide body modification, and even of course to have the front bumper, wing spoiler, and the headlights just like the touring car equivalent along with the street racing burst. Okay. As a Corvette fan, the 3rd generation is now being perfectly to have a wing spoiler, exhaust pipes, front bumper, and wide body all together to have a car number 69 to represent Fire is now being put up as a good addition. Very perfectly to have a time attack vehicle is now being capable to be exclusive on the USST East and West Edition by the per level on 320 that contains to have 741 horsepower and top speed 246 miles per hour to be on the handling is going intermediate. So let's go and give it a try after putting up with some test attempts for myself is now actually to be well stationed and go with a real deal. Starting position in Miami up I go in about 5 seconds until I'll have to hit the green. Let's roll.
Stage number 3 of the US Speed Tour East, leaving Miami for Dallas, Texas.
So, the interior view is actually to be look the same just like the touring car equivalent as a standard version along with the street racing model. very good to see how a third-time vehicle to the third-generation Corvette is now actually to have a very excellent time attack vehicle. But very excellent to be driving on the track, and time attack as well to be capable as a touring car class. So I have to keep a good watch. Pardon me. There goes my excellent part of the speech. Now let me try this again. As a Corvette fan, the number 69 Fire Edition is now perfectly to be added up with a wing spoiler, front bumper, wide body, and exhaust pipes all together to have a good true time attack vehicle to go for the US Speed Tour East and West Edition by the per level of 320 that contains with 741 horsepower and top speed 246 miles per hour to go for the intermediate on the handling level. So I'm just putting up with some test runs and see how it goes, because this one is a true time attack vehicle to go capable on the tarmac. So let's roll and go to the starting point at Miami in stage 3. Let's do it and commence with a countdown to be on the main preparation to go faster and kick it to the high gear. In about 3, 2, 1, let's roll.
Stage number 3 of the US Speed Tour East, leaving Miami for Dallas, Texas.
So let's roll and have a good check to the same interior view, just like the touring car and street racing equivalent as a standard version. For this unique modification to the third generation Corvette is now being actually to be served as a race modification model. But I mean, the wing spoiler is very much more cool and pretty excited to see how capable to be going faster with the increase of aerodynamics. So I have to watch out. Gonna have to beat that ejected and go over onto the highway section in the route. But you guys really gonna have to try this out, because it's now officially available by using bucks and crew credits along with a post-performance addition to the Porsche 911 Carrera RSR Turbo is now actually to be suitable to have a good car collection as the main ejected. So gonna have to keep going, because the wing spoiler is now actually to have a good excellent speed and agility. Close call. Now go for the right side towards the bridge. There we go. Leaving Miami, Florida, and go over to be stopped at Tampa Bay. Let's slow down and go clear on the left corner. Pass by at Tampa before proceed on to the next checkpoint to go continue on in the highway. But this Corvette is very good to be as a true competition race car. But I can't wait to put this one to be added as a UDRS livery. For many Corvette fans who just really love to enjoy this Fire Edition as part of episode 2 in the third Motorflix season to take part in the USST West Edition. But very excellent to have a good competition spec version is now being capable to have some good vintage technology. That's how the racing style is all about vintage is now actually to be having a classic to its day. Just like the second gen Corvette is now being labeled as a Grand Sport version to be placed as a street racing vehicle. So it's halfway there to go closer to be at New Orleans. 50% cleared and go all the way. Now pass by at Lakeview. Now entering and arriving at New Orleans. But very good excellent speed and handling is going a bit more or less. so I had to keep a good extra careful because it made me look like a dragster vehicle, but this one has a touring car discipline as a former Motor Pass exclusive vehicle. So here comes on the opposite direction, so we have to go left. Just follow the line, master the corners. Checkpoint clear. Going explore around in the east. Racing in the horizon to go into the south. Check and done. Now gonna have to keep going straight in the middle of the highway. Almost there. Just to have 25% to go until arriving at Dallas, Texas. Much more excellent applause. Okay, gonna have to keep it good stationary. One single contact is gonna be a bit more time to do practice after the WIP session. But I'm always gonna have to go hard and do it for real this time. It's all about climbing up and make your mark to have a perfect time of achievement. Take that chicane. Checkpoint clear. Almost there by the current destination to be arrived in Texas, the big state in America. Now entered Hill County. Going in all the way and pass over on the checkpoint.
Well, our Cowboys are coming up to Dallas with its Texas Motorplex where speed was born. Who will win the stage?
Yeehaw! Now that's very good with having a low threat of asthma. That's 117,661 points is check and done. Alright, that's one stage down, 4 to go, and special will be on standby in further notice. So, I guess stage 3 is now being check and done. So next up, stage number 5 is now going to be placed here, is now located in Santa Fe to Pikes Peak, New Mexico, and go up north to Colorado. Very perfect and much more excellent as I'm about to choose for having a different rallycross vehicle to go with Porsche. But speaking of Porsche, a 911 GT3 RS is now putting up to have a RD limited edition is now actually to be stationed and go maximum on 230 per level at 732 horsepower and top speed 175 miles per hour is now very good to have. One RR drivetrain is now being converted as a rallycross vehicle. Just like the street racing version, but maybe I'll have to give it a go and see how it turns out to be driving for only one rallycross version to the 911 GT3 RS Type 991. But very good guess. Model identification when it comes to have different numbers of Porsche vehicles by the base model. So, time to go rallycross racing to see how one Porsche will have to take it and go racing in action.
Let's see how well the drivers do on stage number 5. US Speed Tour East, Santa Fe, New Mexico to Pikes Peak, Colorado.
Up the north I go, and doing all the time and master to experience with this rallycross Porsche 911 GT3. Gonna have to hop inside to this interior view. This one is now being fully modified to be used as a rallycross vehicle. Just like the racing version as a 911 GT3 Cup, and the RSR version is now being served for the FIA GT3 regulation. But I don't know, this Porsche car is now being actually to be served as a rallycross vehicle is now being based from the root model on the RT35. It looks so very similar from the first installment in the crew, but it'll have to be quite very perfect to be welcome in the crew 2 as well. Gonna have to stay on track. If anything happens, I'll have to do a follow-up catch-up after clear for only one race. The handling is very tough when it comes to be driving in the RR drivetrain layout. Pretty difficult, just like the mid-engine layout is now being converted. Unlike the Lancia Stratos, GR4 is now being based as a rallycross vehicle. There's only one checkpoint clear. Gonna have to stay focused. This maybe look like a road car version, but it has modification to this interior view is now being based to be used on rallycross events. So gonna have to give a note to all viewers to see which Porsche 911 GT3 RS as a rally-based vehicle is actually to become from. But I know taking a lot of focus is going to be quite very rough around to do this, so I have to stick it and go to the main line. First time ever to see this in action, but very good to be served as one of the Season Pass exclusive to be available for free. While this livery is now being stationed to be served as official that has a card number 30, but even of course to have the black color is now being served to be as an official color. Unlike any other versions onto the Type 991 to the Porsche 911 GT3 RS was actually to be served as a high performance vehicle to have different variation. But you know, it still have vast of experience to be driving with this rallycross version to be take part and go for the 5th stage in the USST East edition to go up the north from Santa Fe to Pikes Peak to have a good excellent destination to race to the clouds. Time to go hill climb. Step up and use the nitrous. Yeah, very good drift. It's tempting. Gonna have to keep the brakes checked. I still got this in the bag till I had to reach it up by over 100,000 points. Hat weight there is now going up to be complete, so I'm at 70% progression. Okay, keep going driving. Sounds like doing a best time to go drifting. Just only a few more percent to go. I still got this. It's all about beat the clock, go faster, and speed to master the elevation to overcome many obstacles while you can. %10 remaining. Gonna have to keep going faster. 5 minutes have passed. There goes the final checkpoint.
That's the last checkpoint before Pikes Peak. They're about to discover true hill climbing. Watch them hit the gas.
Alright. Very good. And just in time. Perfect. Whew. So very close. Thank you. 2,681 points. Adds up with 100,000 points to be well done on race number 2. Stage 5 is complete. Now let's go rally raid on to stage number 6. But that will have to take a good resume preparation to be going around by circle for every 8 weeks. Pikes Peak to St. Louis is now coming up on to number 6 is now at the go. But as possible, I might gonna have to use the 2017 Ford F-150 Raptor race truck is now being stationed at the go, but even of course to have a very good excellent season pass exclusive to be available for free after purchase. But still got a lot of good taste and ability for the second gen Ford F-150 Raptor after the first gen was actually to become a true success. So here I come and climb down to go for the hill.
Pikes Peak to St. Louis, Colorado to Missouri. Stage number 6, US Speed Tour East.
Okay, down the hill I go, and keep it careful because main route is now being placed and good to go. But we have come here for this before, you guys, so I have to do it again and master the differences of rally raid vehicle to go off-roading. So good to see some very good excellent environment to be explored around in the Midwest. But I'm still gonna love it because it'll have to do masterful to be achieved to success ever since back from 2021. But we'll have to do more practice till we have to get it right and go for the time of improvement to see how capable to do some inside cornering when it comes to do some off-road driving tactics. So gonna have to keep going slight right. Just like day 1 to be using for the nice second gen Raptor. How I love the sweet smell of driving in the morning. Here comes the jump. Gonna take it. Quick time by recharge boost. Alright, naturally to do a bit more braking by the drift. Okay, bus stop coming in. Take that different that chicane. Slide around and go all the way. So, reminder you guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel and give a like, comment, and help me out to go up onto 1,000 to have a good milestone achievement for having a long term of progress. So help me out so I have to keep racing and stay clean to do well. Halfway there, going up, and slide around to do some drifting by the corner. That's 14.766 seconds. Now it's 15 seconds. Kinda admit because I might need to have a different nitro chemist to go for the full recharge. But it'll have to do just to be a-okay to have a nice ventilator for the short time. But one jump will do the trick. Clear as always. So coming in body approaching at the bus stop now. Want good space, clear opening, and do a matter of hill climb by the drifting. Still gonna stay on top of the gear 6. Come on, gear number 8. Let's give it a good off-road driving in style. Going solo racer this time. Almost to be coming up by over 4 minutes. Downhill, up I go. Okay, good call. Just only one more checkpoint and then finish line is now clear. There it is.
Next stop, St. Louis, along the Mississippi. The drivers will pass the Gateway Arch. And, like explorers Lewis and Clark did, leave their mark.
And there you go. But almost close enough, that is, because 78,411 points will have to go again to be on attempt number 2. So, gonna have to change the plans and go for having a different rally raid vehicle this time. But so very far, so very close. I might gonna have to be preferred to be switched up and go all the way to be using for only a different rally raid vehicle. So let's see, gonna have to go and choose the R34 Skyline. Okay, let's see. Alright, Land Rover. Just gonna go to St. Louis, is now being stopped at the end to go again. So hang on, just give me take 5, so I might gonna go down to do some check-up inspection. Okay, gonna have to going up and be at the go. With a lot. Sorry folks, I just need to get my breath to be opened up. For having your favorite rally raid vehicles when you participate on Stage 6 of the USB Tour East from Pikes Peak, Colorado to St. Louis, Missouri is now actually to have a same part of the pattern strategy that you guys have. Alright, let me try this again to go resume. As we have done this before, so we'll have to go again and choose your favorite rally raid vehicle to go by pick by any selection on different vehicle to the same rally raid discipline. But this time, by putting up with some changes after I just cleared from the first attempt by using with the Ford F-150 Raptor race truck 2nd generation model. But I'll have to go and stick it to the Land Rover Defender Works V8 70 Edition 2018 is now at the go. Well, at least just to have new part of the attempt to have one average to go follow-up checkup to do this, but it's a very good fast rally raid vehicle to go faster and lighter.
Pikes Peak to St. Louis, Colorado to Missouri. Stage number 6, US Speed Tour East.
Alright. Down the hill I go and do the same pattern to master every corners and tight squeeze on the elevation to the length of the track. Gonna have to go all in style to do some quick time to do some jump, speed, and agility. But the very good place to be here on the outside environment when you're on downhill of the Pikes Peak. Very excellent to have a natural wonders of environment to go forward and head on in towards the Midwest. So it's time for me to go and beat my time. Always gonna have to leave your mark and go for having a better rally rate vehicle by the choice. It all comes back from my full walkthrough ever since I've been doing with some minor changes and doing some different part of the roll strategy that I just come up with. But we still love time attack to go rally rate to have a good barrier that we're just going to go explore and racing to be on the main route. So it's stay focused on the route and we still got this to ace the course. That's 10 seconds. Going forward and go kick it up in the high gear. Gonna have to do some drift, handling to go lighter. It's a natural way to see how the course is and the open road to go explore off-road racing. But we still gonna have to do a matter of practice to do some off-road attic until the Crew Motorfest comes out on September 14. But it takes 2 weeks away, so we're gonna have to be patient until I'll have to be planned to get ready to get back onto the full walkthrough for my journey. Is gonna be a long way to get there. But I know because I'm going to be missed out in the Crew Motorfest because all kinds of new content, and even of course Hoonigan is now coming in to be joining in on the next season after season 1. But it's going to be so pretty awesome to see all kinds of new vehicles and special made vehicle projects led by designer itself. But even yet still, few other fictional vehicles made by creators is still yet to be available to be playable in the Crew 2 along with Motorfest. But boy, I can't wait to see how Hawaii is going to be quite very good to be amazing, to be look alive and playable to be on the PS4 version, and then the PS5 version will go much more 100% enhanced along with the Xbox One and Series X and S. Coming up onto the next corner and elevation by the hill. Still got a lot of good speed to be on the 8th gear. Very good to see how the Land Rover Defender is still actually to have the best rally rate vehicle to its day. And here it is, right past by at the Gateway Arch to be seen. Magnificent. Just one more checkpoint to go, and then the record is now being updated.
Next stop, St. Louis, along the Mississippi. The drivers will pass the Gateway Arch, and, like explorers Lewis and Clark did, leave their mark.
And there you go. One attempt is now complete by the update. 121,942 points is now being complete. But that's not all, because one standard reward after clear from the first attempt will be received to have 45,000 bucks. So after finishing from stage 3, 5, 6, and then coming in to be stopped at stage number 7 on the USB Tour East is now being stationed to use for the Porsche 911 Carrera RSR Turbo Post-Performance Edition. That will be a very good, excellent main current to be continuation for every 8 weeks since 2021. So next up, St. Louis at the starting point and finish line to go at Detroit. Just to have the best time to be here in the Midwest. By adding up to have the per level on 320 for the post-performance addition to the Porsche 911 Carrera RSR Turbo is now actually to be stationed at 670 horsepower and top speed 249 miles per hour to go for the maintained handling. Unlike the original, but the post-performance edition is now being represented as a good, excellent livery from 2 years ago to be well remain as the Tier 33 on the Motor Pass system to be set and set as formerly. Unlike the Fire Edition to the 3rd generation Corvette to have the same tier and different episode to the same 3rd season. So let's go and have the 4th round to go for another round of time attack.
Will the competitors do good in U.S. Speed Tour East Stage number 7? Driving from St. Louis, Missouri to Detroit, Michigan.
Time to bring out the Post Nitro to go faster and well embrace. So you see folks, 4 exhaust pipes is now actually to becoming very awesome, just like the original to the same Porsche 911 RSR Turbo Carrera is actually to have a very good capable since Le Mans back from the 1970s. Very excellent to have a nice representation to be part of Post Performance because of the racing outfit that I'm currently wearing. Gonna have to hop in onto the interior view before the break approaches. So yeah, same thing as ever, unlike the original, but very good to be perfectly to have that classic and much more futuristic model is now actually to be quite very good to have a retro racing car for the Time Attack event. So up I go, faster and wider to go extreme to be mastered on the tight corners. But I really hope there will be some more vanities to add up onto that post-performance edition to this one in the Porsche 911 Carrera Turbo. So coming around at the state of Ohio. Okay, gonna have to do some braking. Watch out for any objects on the sign. Still yet to be coming around. Okay, that could be quite very loosened up. Almost there, folks. Now arriving in Lower Peninsula. Gonna have to work hard and do every clean racing strategy to avoid any hitting the signs and objects coming around on each route. But further mistakes were made, so you're gonna have to try this again and get it right till you're gonna have to keep on racing to stay clean to go perfectly to have another part of the Time Attack event and go perfectly to leave your mark. Okay, right corner coming in. Stay on track. Next turn incoming. Gonna have to coach myself if I really need to do a well competitive YouTuber to be racing clean in the Crew 2. Now arriving in Monroe in the state of Michigan. Tear up the engines and intertwine towards the bridge. Very excellent and very nice to have that Motor Pass exclusive to the same car. Just like the 3rd Gen Corvette Fire Edition onto the same tier in Episode 1 and 2 from Season 3. But of course, sometimes the Pontiac GTO to Judge Sparrow competition is now going to be quite coming in soon, along with the other first part of the vehicle. Well, good thing that we just already got the KTM Expo R Alpha Grand Prix Edition Spirit Racing Competition is now actually to be quite very good to be added as a main collection. But there will be some having other 2 USST West Edition vehicle is now being coming up by next week. After the first episode from Season
Detroit,
9.
Famous for IndyCar and street races. Who will become master of Motown Records?
Alright, there we go. Fast Tourist is done by 4 minutes, 24.744 seconds. Almost to be at 100,000 points. It'll have to be added by a follow-up catch-up to do this. But That's stage number 7 to be checked, and well done. So, final stage in number 8, people are approaching to be at Harlem for the special on the street race discipline. So grab your proto concept post-performance and go for having a resumed starting position from Detroit, Michigan, and go to New York City at Manhattan. It's about time to have another part of the post-performance to be well represented to have one of the AGP cars from the USST next. Alright, let's do it, and let's have a good proud to have 2 vehicles to represent post-performance will be stationed and be at the ready. Here I go.
US Speed Tour East's final part, stage number 8. Who will be the best from Detroit, Michigan, back to New York City?
This will be the only best AGP car that has actually to have a good wing spoiler to be capable to be dominate on the 8th stage. So I have to keep trying to go faster because only one post-performance AGP car will have to be mastered on the records to go back to New York City after finishing from the USST next. Optionally, it'll have to be participate to come here at any time for only one part of the vehicle restriction. So coming in by 16 seconds on the gap, update will have to be going faster and do well. Without any high-tech computers to go faster, so let's just gonna say to go old-fashioned to do the regular time attack without any assistance by having one AGP car in 2023. Apparently, for starters, I just went down and do some thinkable strategy by starting out to do some 5-stage event, plus to have a special is now actually to be served as a finish line to go for the masterpiece. But we still love to have time attack since the USST East edition from 2021 at the beginning of July. Just to have one event by every 8 weeks, just going to go counting out by the numbers to have a good excellent green light position for only one race after having one time attack event to go proceed by next week. But it's already passed because we still gonna have to do it to be available at any time to be welcome here. So I have to keep it up and stay on the tarmac. We'll be doing perfectly to have one good clear run. Okay, very good brake. Excellent response by the post. Go by in. Okay, here comes the half roundabout. Oof. Sorry about that street light signal. Now turn left. Exiting the town and go back in the wilderness of the forest. Okay, coming up at 63% in the progression. Can't wait to go faster till I have to get into the highway soon. But still gonna have to do some tight turns and elevation by around the road. Alright, that's good. Very excellent, and stay well on site. But this one is going to be doing the opposite direction for only a hypercar event to go places to places by having a long trip. But still yet, I might gonna have to go patiently to get down to do some minor changes and development to be focusing onto the full walkthrough due to the skipping part by interruption for only 2 or 3 seconds. Okay, looks like I just accidentally pulled the e-brake. Okay, that's good. Back on track. Go quick recovery. Wow. Over 1 minute by the gap. This could get much more pretty faster out there, folks. So I have to hang in there. We're almost there to get back to New York City in no time. Now here comes the short bus stop. Gonna have to do it quick and watch out to avoid further mistake. Okay. So far so quick that I just really need to do it.
Final stage, New York, New York. As they say, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Okay. 5 event stages is complete. Now, let's go to Harlem to have the only best way to get there is going to be the final leg. Event number 6. Let's go for a street race discipline by the selection after having a 1 good check cleared by attempt number 1. Very good to be excellent by having 113,661 points is now being checked and well done to be on the head start to be on the platinum. But only 1 more event to go. Let's go to Harlem for having a 3-lap time attack to choose any favorite street racing vehicle to go by pick. Mark at the finish line to go for the grand finale, so let's go and clean racing to have a great start. For my best pick, I really think that I might gonna have to go for the Lamborghini Gallardo or Huracan, or maybe my favorite car is gonna be going capital C for Chevrolet to have the 6th generation Corvette CR1 2009. UDRS in Sportec will go for the spotlight and take that time attack to go practice and go qualifying to be well checked by the improvement. So let's see how I did very well to be added up with a Nitro Chemist will have to be much more better than the Gallardo. So let's find out and go faster on the boost.
The US Speed Tour East. Around New York City, the Big Apple, the city that never sleeps.
Okay, so we have been this before, so gonna have to think hard and think much more fine effort to go cornering by the line without any objects to be hitting around. But I still got a lot of potential to my Corvette ever since I've been keep using it every time. Going ace and going expert is doing much more proud necessarily as a main objective. So here it comes, wide open at the left corner. Take that sharp turn to go clear, rack up the confetti smoke, color in blue style. That's 1 lap down, 2 to go. Gonna have to keep going. Always been an expert to have a regular street race with opponents, but only 1 car, and the track itself is very more challenging to do a lap time. But I'll have to give a good total time to do it, so I had to be reached up by 100% complete. So coming in, do that good smoke on the stream. Okay, that's 36.339 seconds. Almost there, finishing at lap number 2. Final lap. This is it. I hope my Corvette is counting on me to do it, because the 6th generation Corvette and I are becoming a team. That's how I become an icon for my own YouTube channel, along with the Porsche 917K and the Toyota GR010 Hybrid. So let's go, Superman and clean racing. Coming in onto the last stretch. Gonna take it. 3 minutes.
There they go, past the last checkpoint. The finish line is right ahead to win the stage.
There we go. That's 3 minutes, 3.28 seconds. Yes! That's more like it. Perfect, and 111,825 points is clear. My best luck of fortune is giving me a very good time. Successful, and we have done it. US Speed Tour East as a live summon is now complete and finished for only 5 stages, and a special is now coming in to have a very good best moment since July 2021 as an update. So what do you guys think about participate by the number of stages for this part of the Deemed Summon in the USST East? Give your comments, thoughts, and your favorite car on any kinds of 5 events, including the Harlem special for the street race discipline. For me, it's all about hard work and try out to have some returning vehicles from the last update is now being listed as vehicle restriction. Especially to have 2 post-performance versions to the Proto Concept, and Porsche 911 Carrera RSR Turbo is now actually to have a very good pro racing category is now being listed for only 1 touring car and 1 Alpha Grand Prix. But I still really love about the Fire addition to the 3rd generation Corvette as a touring car discipline. Very good to be capable as a time attack vehicle that is going to be quite very perfectly on the USST West event to be related onto the TC class. But especially for only 1 rallycross by trying out with the Porsche 911 GT3 RS as a rallycross version is now being put up as a novice, so I might need to learn to master it. But anyway, because rally rate vehicle depends on which kinds of your favorite pick by the no restriction, so it doesn't matter because it's all about drive faster to go off the road to be mastered on the route to go for the time attack. So as the 9th week is finished, perfect time to go for having a WIP live stream session after the USST East edition as a Deemed Summon before coming up onto the final week in number 10 by September 6th through the 13th is Hypercar's Glory. Proto Lucky 1 Marble Edition is now coming up to have the final part of the reward card before at the end of the first episode in Season 9 from Motorflix American Legends. So I'll have to take a good look. Alright, looks like just to have 1 Lamborghini Countach LPI 800-4 McLaren Senna, and 1 force vehicle along with a touring car as a combo, street race by the normal, and even of course to have 1 drag race vehicle by no restriction. Just to have Speed Trap, Solemn, and Escape. Very good. But we still got a lot of time to do it. But we still got a lot of time, folks. So I had to wrap this up and very perfect indeed. But we still got a lot of time. Very good. Okay, folks. time to wrap this up before at the end of the video. For this part of the content video, we'll have to go down and putting up with some minor changes will be reduced to have some bloopers and outtakes due to my long-awaited progress to get my rehearsal act as a YouTuber will have to get down and it will have to be converted into a complete edition along with the other part of the clip will have to be... Okay. Alright, let me try this again. Alright folks, time to wrap this up before at the end of the video. The USST East Edition was so very good and very awesome to have some set of vehicles to have 3 different selections by category and different part of the challenge. But I'll have to get down and putting up with some minor changes to this part of the content video after finishing from Livestream will be reduced to have some bloopers and outtakes will have to be as the main part of the template for having a complete content video. But I can't wait to get the Marble Edition to the Proto Lucky One as an exclusive Summit Reward vehicle just like the original to have the same model, but even of course to have that different modification on the wing spoiler and the front splinter is now being shown on the thumbnail image. But after all, so I had to come back and do for only one part of the follow-up catch-up and then stay defended in about 4 days left until the 9th week of the Deemed Summon is now going to be over soon until the final week will be coming up soon. So thank you for enjoying watching the video in the Crew 2 folks. I hope you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, and click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Don't forget to check it out on any social media platforms like Dividend Art, Instagram, Twitter, GT Planet. Well, I'll have to try this again. Thank you for enjoying watching the video in the Crew 2 folks. Hang on 1 second folks. Someone else saying hello for doing the parts. I'll have to fix this up. Thank you for enjoying watching the video in the Crew 2 folks. I hope you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, and click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Don't forget to check it out on any social media platforms like Dividend Art, Instagram, Twitter, GT Planet, Discord, and more to see for my own image artwork like UDRS liveries, Vision Total Drama fan art with car liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be seeing you guys next time for continue on in the live summit event in the Crew 2, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.